Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Review. So today we have Parabola from Firestone Walker. It's the 2017 vintage, and it's a little later in the evening. I kind of just wanted something to sip on. I got a stack of comic books here I'm going to read when I'm done with this review, mostly Deadpool related stuff, if you're wondering. So first thing you'll probably notice if you're not familiar is that this year they're doing their box beers in 12-ounce format. I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I'm a huge fan of this. I want all breweries to do this with these huge ABV beers. It's awesome to just, I can do this by myself, easy. I'll feel fine tomorrow. I just landed a trade, and I got the Mocha Wednesday and the Black Tuesday. Those are huge ABVs, huge bottles. Like you have to share that, or am I gonna start like in the morning and just sip it all day? So like this format, I love. The box is adorable at this size. So speaking of the box, I started reading the back, and it said the 2017 Parabola comes with a twist, comma. And I'm like, oh, this is where they're going to start talking about the smaller bottle format. But actually, what they start talking about is how this was bottled, or I'm sorry, brewed, barrel aged, and bottled, I should say, at Boulevard. So Firestone Walker, if you don't know, was recently acquired by Duvel. Duvel has Omegang, which I'll get to in a second. Then they got Boulevard. Now they have Firestone Walker. I like Duvel. I have no problem with them acquiring these awesome breweries. That's not where this video is going. So I got some of the last Omegang bourbon barrel aged Three Philosophers. It's a base beer I like a lot. I've enjoyed the barrel aged variants that they've been putting out, including the Three Philosophers. And I noticed on those bottles too, it said Boulevard. So I've never been to Boulevard. I don't know if they have like a bigger facility. On the back of this box, it does say that they were pretty much at capacity in California, and it made more sense to do it at Boulevard. They were still very hands-on with the recipe, checking in, things like that. And I'm really excited. That's not deterring my excitement at all. I love Parabola. I got this at local beer store, Sam the Beer Man. Usually like these aged, but I figured I'll do a review of this fresh. Um, and again, I'm pretty excited. I think it's 14.5% ABV. Yeah, 14.5%. So again, I'm going to sip on it and just kind of relax the rest of the night. Read some comic books, catch up on that. Another geeky hobby I enjoy. uh, let's get into the aroma. Well, I mean, I guess I can talk about the appearance. Yeah, it's very dark, black stout. You can't see through it. Head's relatively mocha, compact bubbles, finger and a half ahead, probably when I first poured it. Let's get into the aroma, something I actually care about. Wow, big caramel, vanilla. You get bourbon with the oak too. The more I'm smelling it, the more vanilla I'm getting. Super light roast, like coffeeness, like super light though. The sweetness of the bourbon, the barrel, the vanilla. Oh, some coconut for sure. This is this aroma is and I try to do this sometimes when I think of it, like on a scale of aromatics for beers. This is very high, like 90th percentile. This is super aromatic, awesome smell. Pretty much all the flavors I'm looking for in a barrel aged stout, bourbon barrel aged stout, I should say specifically, this has in the aroma. So that's a good sign for when I get into it. I pulled it right out of my cellar. It was not refrigerated at all, even in my 55-degree mini fridge. It was just cellar temperature, so probably like 60-ish degrees in my cellar right now. Anyway, cheers. Wow. Yes, do not be worried that this was brewed at Boulevard and aged there. That is fantastic. Wow. So you get a great amount of bourbon, but not overly. It's not like Weyerbacher or Sunday Morning Stout where like you get a ton of bourbon in that burn. It's not like that, but you get a lot of the bourbon. You do get that caramel is getting the aroma. Huge vanilla, a little bit of coconut, not as much as I got in the aroma. Um, Big dark chocolate. And I've had this happen before with beers like this. I don't take a sip for a little while. I'm talking, and that's when it starts feeling like I just ate a piece of dark chocolate. swallowed it, and then a little bit of time passed, you have that lingering taste. So big dark chocolate. With that vanilla, at times it's a little milk chocolatey, but definitely finishes dark chocolate. Let me get another swig of this. A little bit of dried fruit, like raisins, not like a quad, like that kind of intensity of dried fruit, but you do get some of that as well. Very complex. All those flavors are there. They're present. They're working really well together. Besides the dark chocolate, I'm going to say that caramel note really ties these different flavors together. Dark chocolate caramel definitely goes together. Some vanilla in there goes together. That bourbon plays wonderfully with this. The little bit of coconut plays well with the caramel. So, although complex, although lots of unique flavors coming through, they all do kind of work well together and play well. This is not like some sort of mess. This is a fantastic vintage. Makes me want to try a bunch in a row. I don't remember how much, maybe 2013 is my oldest vintage. Maybe a 2012. I think 2013 is my oldest vintage. And again, I'm super excited that's just this much to get through tonight as I'm just sipping on it, warming up as I read. Um, if you like bourbon barrel aged stouts and you have not had Parabola or had this vintage specifically, find it. Like that's where I'm going to say this is, if you've been watching, I don't rate beers, I don't review them like that. I just tell you what I think, what flavors I get, aromas. And then sometimes I'll say things like pass or whatever, but like this one, if you like that style, seek it out. This is phenomenal. One of the better ones I've had. Man, this is really good. I kind of want to do a side by side with like a Bourbon County even. I think Bourbon County would win, but I think it'd give it a real run for its money, which Bourbon County is my favorite beer. So that's really saying something coming from me. As always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, imbibe. Cheers.